You said you are planning on going on vacation next week, but do you have any sort of idea when you would like to fight again? Is that even on your mind?
No, I'm going on vacation to forget about fighting, to not think about it. But like I said, it's not my job to think about that. It's the UFC and my agent. They're going to talk about it and see what's the next move and fit.
And one last question for you, George, and thank you again for the time. How much longer do you expect to fight?
Well, for sure that I don't want to do is I know the title has been held for a long time, and that's not my intention. It's going to be news about it in the next few weeks, but I'm not going to. I don't plan to hold the title and not defend it or whatever. Like I'm not going to do that. I know there's other guys in line, Luke Rockhold, Whittaker, and all these guys. They have a family to feed, and I don't. It's not my intention to put everybody on freezing. And that's not what I want to do.
And one last question for you, George. How much longer do you expect to continue fighting? Of course, you came back after a 4-year layoff. You looked really good. How many more fights do you think you'll have? How long do you continue in the second part of your career?
I'd always take one fight at a time, and I wanted to do something to make history, to do something that never been done in the sport before, and that's my goal. To raise a bar and to do something new. That's what motivates me. That's what that I strive upon.
Awesome. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Next question is from Stephen Morocco with MMAJunkie.com.
Hey, George. Quick question. Would you be willing to fight Robert Whittaker in Perth, Australia, or would you want your first title defense to be in Las Vegas or somewhere else?
You guys are quick. You come with the same question with different angles. But it's okay. Like I said, I don't know. I'm going on vacation now, and Dana White is gonna talk with my agent. They're gonna figure out, and we'll see after I come back from vacation what I want to do, where my head is, and see what's gonna happen. And like I said, I have no intention of holding on the belt and freezing the whole division. That's not what I want to do. So you guys are gonna be up to date soon.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, yeah, you're right. We are asking pretty much the same question. I'm just wondering. There's a lot of speculation
because Robert Whittaker is in my contract. If I want to come back, if I want to fight again, it has to be against Robert Whittaker at 185. That's in my contract. I cannot go fight, for example, Tyron Woodley or go fight another guy. In my contract, if the UFC doesn't want me to fight anywhere, I have to fight Robert Whittaker. That's my contract. That's the term of my contract.
Why just one fight at middleweight? Why just one? Is that what you stipulated, or was that what they stipulated?
No, because the UFC did not want me to go middleweight and drop the belt, go to another weight class, because they want to protect. It's a business. They want to protect their belt. It's normal from their point of view. That's why they wrote that clause in my contract.
Do you eventually want to return? I mean, are you saying right now that you fight Robert Whittaker and then go back to welterweight?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'll find out soon, but I don't know yet.
Is there any chance, you might go on vacation? Any possibility you might just say, I don't want to fight anymore. I've done what I wanted to do. I came back. I won the middleweight title. I'm going to hang it up?
I don't know. It's a good. It's same again. It's the same question that come back from a different angle. That's how I cannot talk about this. I don't know right now. And I understand it's normal. But I don't even know myself.
Gotcha.
We'll see what's going to be the next move.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good morning, George, and thank you so much for your time, sir. And I wanted to congratulate you on an amazing fight and an amazing performance, history-making performance. Congratulations on your middleweight title win, too. I was curious, when you left the UFC back in 2013 and you were welterweight champion, were you feeling complacent? And on any level, were you not feeling challenged at welterweight?
No, I was challenged like crazy. I felt a lot of challenge, but I felt like I was not happy. I was not happy. It was a lot of things in the sport that was different back then. The performance enhancing drug and I felt like it was always the same thing. And then that repeats itself with new challenger that always says the same thing. And I felt like as soon as I finished a fight, there was another guy challenging me, and another. I didn't have time to breathe, and all the pressure, the critic for too long. It hurt me, and yeah, that's how it was. Now I feel much better now. I'm very happy.
Now, a lot of people with your win are talking about greatest of all time and pound for pound in MMA again. And I'm not going to ask you if you think you're the greatest of all time, but do you think on any level John Jones and his behavior and his activities have eliminated him from the conversation of best of all time, or do you think he should be still considered in that conversation?
There is no such thing as the greatest of all time or best fighter, listen, there's no such thing. We all compete in different environments. We all have different problems, and even though you're the best, it doesn't mean you're not gonna lose, and doesn't mean that nobody gonna beat you. Example, I fought Michael Bisping Saturday night at Madison Square Garden. In that particular night, at that particular moment, at that particular place, I beat Michael Bisping Saturday night. But it doesn't mean that if I fight him tomorrow that he's not going to beat me. The same thing in other sports like in hockey or baseball or football. The best team sometimes can not always win. The team that wins, it's the team that play the best the night of the game. Same thing in fighting. People think fighting is different. Oh, this guy is stronger than this guy, so he's always going to win. That's not true. Maybe one day I'm going to make a mistake and I'm going to lose, to a guy who's not as good as me. But maybe 9 times out of 10 I will beat him. So there's no such thing as the greatest of all time. It doesn't exist. It's an illusion. And we can stipulate about it, in terms of achievement. And it's because that's what the way I think now is because of the experience, that I gained over the time. When I was starting fighting in MMA, I wanted to be the strongest man in the world. But there's no such thing as be the strongest man in the world. Everybody can beat everybody at any given day or at any given time. That's what I've learned. There's no such thing as being the strongest man in the world. You can be the best one day, but tomorrow you're not. That's the truth about the sport.
You defeated Bisping by submission, and I think that was your first submission win in about 10 years. Was that very satisfying for you? And did the trash Bisping talk before the fight made finishing and submitting him any more satisfying for you at all? And that's my last question. Thank you, George.
I said before that the way I train, I was more opportunist. And it's true. I think my training, the way I train now was better than before, and it made me more opportunist. And it was a reflection of how my training was. He gave his back. I had an opportunity to finish him, and I jumped on him. And I was more opportunist, and I think it shows during that fight.
I'd like to turn it back to Matt for closing remarks.
Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to speak to George, and great appreciation for George for giving up a